Hey everybody, Diggs here. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to be talking about the EX units that I am most excited about. We'll of course be going into them much more in depth, but we're going to talk about the top 3, top 4 that I am looking at and hoping for the future. Before we jump in and start digging into all of the details, this is a specially sponsored video. Most of you guys know that I am sponsored by Amazon, and as such, Amazon has actually launched a new video game kind of clip platform for mobile gamers. So if you are someone who plays War the Visions, you can download the Gameon app and actually upload your, best moments, your best highlights up here so that others can see. And to kind of commemorate this and to get you guys engaged and excited, we decided to do some challenges for y'all. Now, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Of course, the challenge that I did put out there is to try and surpass my highest magical unit, which is actually Howlet. And I'm going to be honest, guys, it's a little bit tough. He comes in at about 1,250 magic. Make sure you go hop on to Gameon, check it out. There's a link down below in my description. I look forward to seeing your guys' videos and seeing if you can surpass my magic power. Now, the EX units I'm most excited about, we're gonna start off with Stern. And there's probably a lot of people who are like, Stern? Like, why do you care about Stern? To be honest with you, Dark Slash is such an important composition for all of us. And being able to level Stern to level 120 and get a little bit bonus abilities on him can actually be really viable in a PvE scenario and in raiding situations, right? Everybody is utilizing Dark Slash, and if you have the Exorcist card, Stern is extremely powerful with Triple Trick. So for me, Stern being able to hit level 120 is one of the first ones that I am actually going to EX out of the non sort of, special units like Titus and Yuna, etc., etc. So what does Stern get when he gets his EX form? Well, the thing that I look at is I look at Hazard Spirit, right? This is going to be a buff to Hazard form. It gives him defense penetration 30 for 3 turns. Capitalizing on that, he also gets, right, that defense penetration from the Exorcist card. It just pairs really well. It synergizes really nicely. It's going to be a good buff for him. He also gets Hazard Destroyer, which modifies Hazard Break by an additional 40%. He also gets Calamity Hazard, so it does decrease slash resistance. Woo, can't talk today. It does decrease slash resistance 38% for 3 turns to the target, which is always going to be really valuable, particularly if you don't want to run a slash resistance down unit like Gilgamesh. And honestly, a lot of people might not be able to afford Gilgamesh, so it's going to be a very affordable alternative. And particularly if you have the Exorcist card, I think Stern is going to be coming out on top. Now, talking about Gilgamesh, I think Gilgamesh is definitely my next unit in terms of top EX units we're looking forward to. And almost everybody kind of already knows what Gilgamesh is getting, but let's go ahead and go over it anyway. His ability, Toratetsu Kai, basically most known as Kotetsu, is basically getting Dispel Auto Revive for targets. So it was already a really powerful attack, lowering slash resistance 38%. That's the same as Stern's ability, by the way, that he just got. But it's also going to Dispel Auto Revive. So as a unit that is, pretty powerful already with the Kotetsu ability, being able to Dispel Auto Revive, if you're going up against an Auto Revive team, it is just going to absolutely obliterate the opponents. Now, in addition to that, he does get an enhancement to Excalibur too. Like, the range of attack that he's going to have and the capability is really good. It's also going to dispel all buffs on the target, and it's going to dispel haste for the target. So this thing is going to, Gilgamesh is going to destroy at 120, particularly in terms of taking down the opponent. Now, one of the things that isn't particularly highlighted here, and I'm curious to see is if Gilgamesh's Dispel does apply for barriers. I imagine it does not. I do know that in JP we do get a lot of barriers that are put up on different characters, and particularly in PvE, a lot of monsters. So it'll be interesting to see if he does have the capability to dispel barriers. Finally, he does get the defensive barrier, talking about barriers, which increases magic resistance 20% for 3 turns for allies, nullifies charm and immobilize for allies, and it nullifies charm and immobilize for himself. This is the only iteration of charm resistance we have in the game that is actually like a castable ability on an ally. Extremely important for PvE. Like, we're talking, you know, charm is such an offensively powerful ability. Being able to be immune to it is so important. Although, I guess if you are on tower, I guess fighting Zazan, it doesn't matter if you're immune to charm, because apparently Zazan woos anybody that he damn well pleases. Now, there's 2 more on the list that I think are pretty critical. Most notably is probably Warrior of Light, and everybody has seen the 10,000 HP Warrior of Light that Cabbage has posted, and let's be honest, that's a chonky boy. While I don't think a 10,000 HP Warrior of Light is going to be completely the way you're going to go with him, I do think he gets some amazing upgrades and abilities to his kit. Specifically, Breath of Life. If you're familiar with Breath of Life, it is his castable 60% HP heal that he does have. He gets an upgrade to Breath of Life 2, which enables him to cast it twice and to cast it instantly, which is so powerful. Invincible Shield, which reduces physical damage for taken by an ally for 3 turns, is going to continue to be there. Wait a second, what is this buff? Okay, I got it. So Invincible Shield 2, I was like, wait a second, what? I was gonna be honest with y'all, I was more focused on Breath of Life 2 than I was fucking Invincible Shield. Invincible Shield 2 goes from just mitigating physical damage to mitigating all types of damage. And then you do get Shine Sword, which grants a 10% health regen on self, and it is an area of effect cross attack. Regen, not really the most powerful of things out there. It's nice. When Agrius casts it, I mean, does it make the difference in a battle, particularly when we're going to be in the EX era? I doubt it, but we will have to see. I think there may be situations where maybe, you know, it does save you just a bit, but I think what's more important is that it's an AoE slash attack in a cross formation with high range for Warrior of Light. That is 165% modifier attack, so pretty good there. Now, this is going to be a bit of disgrace, y'all, and I'm so sorry to have to do this to my community. The next most anticipated EX unit on my list, probably Ayaka. Just if we can get moment of silence, please. Fucking Ayaka. All right, we're moving on. Going to her skills. She does get Heavenly Procession. Nullify Doom for self and increases healing power 20 for herself as well. This is where it gets really serious. Curaga. Most of you guys know Curaga. We all know what Curaga does. Frickin' Ayaka is going to be able to give AP with Curaga. Why? Oh, I'm excited for it. I think it's a great addition. I think it really helps make her relevant as well with the addition of Yuna and little Leela, right? Ayaka has kind of fallen behind. She needs her own little niche to kind of support her. So I think this is going to be a great addition for her. She does also get Melody of Punishment, which is going to increase defense penetration 30 for 3 turns to allies. And it's going to absorb 20% of the damage done for 3 turns to those targeted allies. So overall, definitely a nice buff. She will, of course, get that enhancement to her passive, which probably you're not going to set. We would have to see depending on the situation. I think a lot of people, I think it would really depend on the situation with your Ayaka. I think there's a lot of situations where Ayaka is run with a decent chunk of magic, but then there's also situations where Ayaka is run defensive to survive a hit, so if he doesn't have as much magic. There's also PvE situations where you're going to be running dull immunity. You're running dull immunity. No, you're going to be running doom immunity. So there could be some situations where that is pretty exciting as well. All right, everybody, if you do want to support me, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. You can also go to dig.gs/offer as well. you're really looking to support me in the moment, make sure you go check out that Gameon. It's really fun, really cool. It's a little bit unique, a little bit different. And, you know, I kind of had a lot of fun making that video, and I want to see your responses to my challenge. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your day.